Hello there.
Now, who said reacting to two shows at once on YouTube ain't possible, ladies and gentlemen? Because I reacted to episode 9 of Boardwalk Empire today, and then, I went back to Peaky Blinders, watched episode 3, and then now, of season 6, and now we are back to Boardwalk Empire, episode 10, and in between, watching those videos, I would edit the previous video I'd watched from yesterday, and, the cycle keeps going, ladies and gentlemen. So what's going on? My name is Elie Moses, a 24-year-old law and film student here for Sydney, Australia, absolutely shooting a shot, and today we are up to Boardwalk Empire episode 10 of season 4. This one is titled White Horse Pike, and ladies and gentlemen, we are up to the final 3 episodes of this season already, and I cannot wait to get into this one. I hope it's going to be, fantastic. I hope it continues the hot streak we have been on with season 4. And yeah, I don't know why I said I hope it continues the hot streak of season 4. It is going to continue the hot streak of season 4. Let's get into it. Let's see what's in store for us. And as always, let's absolutely smash it. Let's go. Oh.
I don't know exactly his position.
Here we go.
It's big time over there.
There we go.
Is it Ballinger?
Yeah.
And you've dealt with him directly in Atlantic City.
Once or twice when he was Torio's runner. I don't know.
I feel like the stubble on Eli's face is trying to, obviously he's down and weary at the moment, but I feel like it also reflects how long he's kind of been doing this with these guys thus far. Maybe this is not the second meeting. Maybe it's the 3rd and 4th. Maybe it's the 5th, 6th one. And they've been doing this for a while now, having these regular meetups at this cafe.
You don't know?
Not since he got bumped up.
Joseph Balanchuk, what is that? Polish?
It's Ukrainian.
I thought Torio only worked with Italians.
Unless he's misfeeding him information.
It's a syndicate, for Christ's sake.
Misleading
Assisting
information
now.
as well.
Italians, sure.
Sorry.
All kinds of greaseballs. Jews. Got this one Jake Gusick runs his breweries.
But this Ballinger, he's high up the ladder.
Very high. He's like Torio's second.
He might be misfeeding him information. I don't know. He might be.
My dad was a sea dog. Tattoo of a mermaid on his forearm.
See the world.
I bet that sounds pretty good to you right now. I know this is difficult, but what you're doing takes courage. You're a good father.
I want to be that guy in the back with the girl having the time of his life. Because isn't Al Capone like second in charge with Torio? I don't know. He's smiling. Sally's smiling. Is Nucky on this little Tampa trip here?
In the right light, I suppose.
How'd you pole jockeys know what a woman looks like? Last call's over. Move your asses.
Is that Luciana? I feel like that's Luciana. He was handling a little bit of heroin right there.
Minchia, 20 maruna. Should make Joe happy. Tell him to come down next time.
Let's move it along. I'm on a schedule, fellas.
Oh yeah, Lansky and Luciana.
Caught one of them trying to steal some of our hooch.
Cioè, a dire la prossima volta che viene qua, ci faccio trovare una bella gioia, un bello coconut.
You were supposed to call me 3 hours ago.
You missed me? Oh, shucks.
Business, which runs on a schedule.
You call me just to say hello.
Is that what this is? So what's the problem? Tell me.
That wop you're in bed with, Petrocelli, he's pulling a fast one.
How so?
Turns out, rum ain't the only thing you're running. Him and the other ones, Luciano and his partner.
Lansky.
Who's there?
McCoy, he's with me. Anyway, turns out they're stashing heroin in with your hooch and trucking it north.
And you know this how?
A girl has her way.
Stumbling upon them. Just going back to the bar.
Anyone besides McCoy?
the swamp, not in it.
Well, keep him close by.
Do I have to?
Yes. And Sally, I owe you one.
And don't think I don't know it, sport.
Don't go making love to McCoy out here, alright? Okay, he all shaved up now. Clean shaven. Brother, there's a time and...
What are you doing here? I like to know what my clients are insuring. Keeps me inspired.
I understand you bought a policy.
Whole life. When it matures, you'll be sitting on a nice little nest egg.
Let's hope it doesn't hatch.
Knox,
Boy,
man.
out here, left college to take a position with the mayor's office. That's what I call gumption.
I wonder how he got that. There was no nepotism involved in that.
Balanchuk. I recently transferred from the Chicago office.
Mr. Balanchuk.
I just need to go over a few documents and I'll be out of your hair.
We'll move into the kitchen, give you some privacy.
Hey, at least the family's
You should
energetic
thank
about
your
it.
father. He knows that in an instant, tragedy can strike. And everything a man's worked for, everything he loves, everything he holds dear, can be gone.
You know what? I know you guys said Knox is psychotic a little bit. Like, one of the comments said he's psychotic. And what he did to Kessler, alright, listen, was terrible. But I feel like to really uncover this entire criminal conspiracy, the feds themselves, you gotta play dirty. You gotta play dirty. We've seen it with Van Alden. You gotta sometimes stoop to these guys' level, because they're cutting a lot of deals. They're cutting a lot of corners. They're finding loopholes in the legal system, finding loopholes in everything, and has contacts in all departments across the United States. Whether it be with the police, with the government, with the Bureau of Investigation, as we saw with that guy who'd recently resigned from his position, and now Hoover's taken over his place, and we know Hoover's no nonsense. But yeah, you got to play a little bit dirty to uncover all this. And fair play to him. It is what it is. I know he's doing it to characters we have followed through since season 1, but it is what it is. I applaud it. Fair play. You got to respect the hustle. Everybody doing terrible things in the show.
You come to my fucking house.
Joseph Balanchuk has been dead for 2 years.
Yeah, okay, so he was...
Ontario paid for his funeral.
They don't update me on
Playing me for a chump?
You ask what I know. That's what I know.
Next time, no better. Or as God is my judge, that bright-eyed young son of yours will be breaking rocks up in Trenton.
Everything okay?
Yeah, just a spill.
That was some good coffee. Thank you.
Bloody Knox. Yeah, so he was... unless he's actually not updated as much as in Chicago, but surely he knows a little bit more than that and was just trying to mislead him a little bit, but it didn't work out. Is that AR again?
Yes, this is she. I'm calling in regard
Oh,
to
okay.
your advertisement in the Herald. The apartments in Inwood. A personal tour would be grand. And in terms of rent, is that...
Oh my gosh, it was AR. Yo!
I'm sorry. I'll
He's
have
always
call
there
you
to
back.
lend a pen? No way.
Just considering my options. Mr. Bennett is still at lunch. May I get you something, Mr. Redstone?
You know,
Have you any milk?
Certainly.
this is, something I least expected this season.
As to your salary, Mrs. Rowan?
But now that's here, I actually love it. It's
$11 per week, with the occasional bonus for good performance.
That's $572 annually.
Oh.
The prospective yearly rental of over half that. I imagine you're frugal, but subtracting for the grocer, transportation, clothing, sundries, and what have you.
That's actually crazy, man. Oh I said it last episode. Last episode, which was like a couple of hours ago, I was talking about the sums of money they were making a year, and I think it was Julia they were talking about in the courts. I think she was on $12 a week, and the dad was on like 38 a month from, or like, yeah, 38 a month or 12. Was she on $12 a week or $12 a month? Either way, Margaret is on 500, as he said, 570, I can't remember, 500 something a year. It's just the money these guys carry in their pockets, like way more than that in their pockets, just around as loose change. It's actually insane. It's actually insane. Like that $100 tip that Rothstein gave to her just makes the difference for her entire year, possibly 2 years. Like that's actually crazy when you come to think about it. I know the times are different, but like still, I keep forgetting Means as well, how he's playing both sides and getting 40k deposits just like that. And these guys probably won't see 40k in their entire lifetime if they continue to work the jobs they're currently doing. That's insane. So she went from, you know, with Nucky Thompson, the perks of that lifestyle, down back to what, you know, 99% of the population are doing. That's crazy. Like, I'm just, trying to get it into perspective. $11 a week, and obviously that's probably livable for the time. You know, half of that's only on rent a year, but the rest, you gotta get clothes for the kids, food, you know, everything. Medical expenses, like, oh my gosh. Like,
It seems these particular quarters are above your means.
I fail to see what business this is of yours.
does Nucky take care of that side anymore, or no? Possibly
May
not.
I offer you some free advice?
Is there anything more expensive in the world?
Forget this place and call me.
Oh!
I own several buildings uptown. Perhaps I could steer you to more suitable accommodations.
Interesting.
In exchange for what?
She gonna end up like Billy Kent as one of Rothstein's tenants.
He and his ilk are systematically driving down the price of Anaconda Realty stock in which I'm invested. Soon, no doubt, I plan on buying it back. I need to know when this happens.
She might as well just go back with Nucky. This is the same thing. Like,
Yes, you could, or perhaps gain something better.
like she's still part of the game. I tell you, bad choice road. The game will find you no matter where you are. Like, that's insane.
Nice chatting with you, Mrs. Rowe.
Listen, she used to have the upper class lifestyle. She's gotten a taste of normal hard-working life for a bit, and Rothstein's come back with that temptation. She might do it. And she probably thinking, or she probably weighing up the moral decision about, like, you know, it's not as bad as I'm just notifying Rothstein about the stock price. It's like, it's not probably, yeah, like.
The more one is, boys, you get word to me right quick.
Ain't seen a hair of the doctor since the other night.
Ain't heard his speechifying me.
Let jabbering days be over soon enough. Tonight, we pay a visit down the north side and see how he...
Oh, Richard Harrow.
Back in the kitchen, Faye. This here private.
So this here the new dishwasher Nucky hide.
That white boy taking our jobs.
The way I see it, one man got as much right to eat as another.
Dishwasher. Oh boy, if only you knew.
This here man, a friend of mine.
The rest knew, sorry.
Mr. Harrow.
Oh, so good.
Mr. White. You need something, you look me up. Tonight, we're at Unia. You wait till after dark.
Hopefully Chalky doesn't get played here.
Be there, but Narcisse and his men.
So, he's running, being chased.
Like Narcisse is just waiting for Chalky to strike.
Flower pots. And he's jumping and bouncing in and out like he's got springs in his shoes.
What? Who was?
That was Fairbanks. Ain't listen.
So,
Hi. No.
he's a walking bounty, right?
You got time to go to the pictures?
No. Just, well, you know.
I need you to
Petrocelli's in business with Mazzaria?
Masseria, Luciano, Lansky.
Jesus.
I don't think Nucky's gonna like that from Lansky.
Should've let me plug him years ago when I had the chance.
First, let's make sure it's true. Bring Knox and a couple of his men.
Flash some 10, less likely to get messy.
Just get it done.
He's aware of Knox as well, and he's...
George, from the flower shop. I told you about him, didn't I?
No.
Sure.
He helped us arrange O'Banion's retirement party.
That was a disgruntled customer. Half a fin for a dozen roses. You get them home, they're already wilt. Drive any fella to...
Early retirement.
George here is going to be taking over my collections.
Yeah, I'm moving Ralphie up.
Oh, you are?
So as I can run the distribution more hands-on.
And what'll I be doing?
Come again?
Well, while your hands are on the distribution, what will I be doing?
Whatever you want. I mean, I ain't gonna squeeze you out of nothing.
You wouldn't squeeze me out of my own operation. That is very generous of you.
Oh, you know what I mean. I know you like to relax. I got people coming up behind me. They're, what do you call, ambitious. I've been meaning to talk to you about this anyway.
So talk.
We had discussions, you and me, about the future when you got back from Italy. Expanding my role when you retire.
But I ain't retiring now.
No. Right. Of course.
You're thinking of the bigger picture.
Someday. Eventually.
I'm gonna go. It's good you're thinking ahead.
There shouldn't be any tensions between Torrio and Al here. Like, that shouldn't be an issue. If only he had just spoken to him a little bit earlier.
Doctor?
Oh my gosh. Oh, they just rocked up like that. This ain't even a drive-by, this is a standby. How is he still crawling? There is no way the doctor should get out of this situation.
Come on, let's go.
No! Walk in there! Finish the job! Chucky got hit. Chucky got hit. Bro, walk in there and finish the job.
You don't have to be my pal, Eli. I mean, heck, I don't even think you like me. But really,
Oh,
this
shit.
doesn't have to be so bad.
Stay where you are, sir!
Eli, what the fuck is this?
Oh, Lansky's with him.
Since when you start riding with the help?
You want to tell me what's transpiring here? We're already behind.
Perhaps you're using the wrong approach.
He's just gonna whack him.
Step aside, please.
Tell it to Joe the boss.
Why don't you relay
Oh,
the
he's gonna
message instead?
Oh, he whacked him. Why he whacked him like that?
Any other objections?
No, sir. No, sir. All right, all right.
Was that necessary?
You heard the man. They're already behind.
Take your time. By all means. And before this gets any further out of hand, please tell me how I can be of assistance.
We understand you're carrying more than Rome.
If we are, that's beyond any personal knowledge I have of the situation.
It is going to be interesting. Does Lansky go back and tell everyone now that Eli was rolling with Knox like this? But, you know, Nucky set up Eli with Knox, so Nucky's fine with it. And there's the heroin. Man, I wanted Nucky and Lansky's relationship to flourish, but it's not Lansky's fault that Petrocelli decided to go behind his back. They got other bigger, you know, fish in Mazzaria
Dr. Narcisse.
dictating things.
Chucky White? I told him he wasn't here, boss.
You don't tell Dr. Narcisse anything.
He's not.
Tell me where he is, or don't. Your choice.
Dr. Narcisse, there's something I've been meaning to ask you for quite some time. Who the fuck do you think
You ready for this?
Just say,
I'll put one in this burrhead right now.
Mr. Thompson, he not ready for this.
Did his accent just go straight out the
so
window?
sure.
Does Chalky have him that rattled?
I told you, I don't know where Chalky is. You've got problems with him. Take it up with him. Now get the fuck out of my club.
My club. Bam!
When I run him through, watch the light go out. I hope he knows what a friend he had in you.
Hey, he stood by Chalky there, man. That's good. At least Chalky got this fella on his side. As long as Chalky with Harrow, I'm good.
No war of them all.
Oh, we good.
They're painting the Legion Hall. You'll be safe here through the weekend. Went straight through. How you know that? I've been around many people who've been shot.
Man, Richard Harrow just wants to wash the dishes and he gets involved in this already. Like, it's probably not even been a day or two since he's been married.
It's your friend.
Oh my God. What did he do?
Actually,
Her directly, Mr. White.
Chalky kind of instigated it first by doing the drive-by, so
Ain't nobody follow y'all.
he was just... He had every right to shoot back in the situation. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I know we love Chalky, but like, come on, man.
You go now and make the midnight show so they ain't suspicious.
Yes, sir.
You go too. I'll be fine.
Come after us?
Let them come.
Can you even raise your arm?
Omar only need one arm, baby. Is Teddy sleeping on top of a like bench? Yep, that's Brooklyn for you, man. That's probably Peter Parker arguing with MJ. He really considering that rot scene of stuff.
Begging some wet behind the ears little shit. You assure me your intentions are honorable. That you and your partner have big plans for the future.
Give me that white shot.
I let you
Give me that white shot.
Things are going great. And what do you do the second you get the chance?
Mr. Thompson.
You stick it up my fucking ass.
We were coerced, Charlie and I, by Masseria. He found out about Tampa from his cousin.
Petrocelli.
And realized he could use it to his advantage.
As did you and your greaseball partner.
He would have killed us if we didn't go along.
Yo, Knox having the time of his life here right now. He's seeing it in the flesh. If this guy had a GoPro, oh my gosh, like even something like even the Nokia brick phone, something to record the audio. He having the time. Knox is Knox is in dreamland at the moment. Like this is the best thing. I feel sorry for Lansky. He had no choice. He had no choice with the deal because, like I said, the bigger fish involved. And hopefully Lansky can talk your way out of it. I don't want Lansky to go.
Think I fucking won't.
I know that is a distinct possibility, though I do pray to God it doesn't happen. If it was strictly up to me, sir, I'd have nothing to do with narcotics. There is plenty of money in liquor, which is a much safer and eminently more sociably acceptable.
You've got 2 seconds to drop the fucking Boy Scout routine or you're going in that hole.
I love the cut to wide shots. Fantastic. Like long wide shots, so.
To be made in heroin.
You're going to call him.
Call who?
Masseria. If he'd like to see you or his heroin ever again, tell him to get his ass down here.
I feel bad for Lansky because they've tried to do their own thing for so long, but they can't separate.
The message says it's urgent.
They can't separate themselves from the big fish yet. Their time hasn't come.
Mr. Murphy's running 5 minutes late.
Remind me to stick it to him later. And do me a favor, make sure these trade confirmations get filed.
Anaconda Realty.
Oh, that's the important one.
Stone, some of these other dubs, they're down by 80%. I tell you, they say these kikes are smart. Well, I'd like to take the new Duesenberg for a test drive. There's a number for a salesman on my desk somewhere.
Consider it done.
That's what Valentino drives, you know.
Bro, this would have been a very expensive show, man. Like, I'm telling you, this set design is absolutely phenomenal. Like, look at how dense each scene is. Look how much is going on in the background. Like, various women on the typewriters, various women on the phone. Like, everything is crazy. So good.
It's fine. Thank you.
How we get to Narcisse?
May I bring you up some privacy, please? Are you thinking straight about any of this?
She put the knife in Pernsley back.
Okay.
He came to see me last night. Narcisse.
What'd he offer?
It doesn't matter. But what he wants is you on a slab.
And what you want?
I can tell you what I don't want, and that's a fucking war.
It's gone too far now.
You okay?
One of them has to die.
Been worse.
Can't have an... Actually, I was about to say, you can't have an attempt on someone's life and then pay off, like, not pay off their debt, but sort of square off or, like, make sure they were even. But it's happened with Nucky before with the numerous attempts on his life, and he's sort of made things cool with those around him, kinda, I guess.
So, push come to shove, what happened then?
I'm here, aren't I?
Exactly.
Said you ain't want no war.
I don't want the trots either, but when I get them, I deal with it. You know, someone once told me all of man's problems come from his inability to just sit in a room.
That's Rothstein.
Doing that right now.
And I suppose your troubles are over.
A man once told me. Big up AR, man.
Don't do anything until you hear from me.
I hope he does that. I hope he listens. Just sit tight. Sit tight. That's all he can do.
Neither I nor Mr. Mayor, is it true Chalky White is being sought for questioning?
Mr. Mayor, with the city rebuilding, you need office?
Oh, Willie is in the passenger seat. Oh, Narcisse is with Dr. Mayor. Far out, I just realized. Dr. Mayor? The Mayor.
Nucky Thompson.
The way he's...
Always a pleasure.
Nucky
Perhaps
Thompson.
Things look different during the day, no? I will wait, till my partner come.
What partner?
Rothstein? Oh, no, Narcisse. Oh, yes.
Give me my tardiness.
He ended up reaching out. He ended up reaching out to Masseria, that's right, because Rothstein was out of it, and the guy mentioned he was going to have a sit-down with Masseria. I forgot the guy's name, but yeah, he ended up having that sit-down, it looks like, off-screen, and they ended up getting in the heroin trade together. Far out, this just makes everything more complicated. Nucky's got to think this through properly here.
Well, no, we just to get this done.
Chalky might be left to hang here, man. This is where friend and business partners comes into question.
The world is going on, Mr. Thompson. Without you, depending on what passes here today.
You two are partners.
In a manner of speaking, yes. As you've deduced, I am deeply entrenched in the business of providing heroin to those wretched souls who desire it. Mr. Masseria and I have recently embarked on an arrangement wherein he will supply me with product via Tampa.
Bingo.
Using my trucks for delivery.
So you see.
Yeah, we do business already, the three of us.
And if I don't like it?
I should paint you a picture, but I assure you it would not be pretty. There is money to be made, Mr. Thompson. A very great deal of it. I will not be your friend, but I will be an able partner. One far more dependable than you've ever had before.
Just like that?
No. I will require your full support on the north side, to include you delivering your Mr. White to me personally. This is non-negotiable.
What do I get?
What do you want?
For starters, I want my fucking share. 1/3 of any heroin already imported, and 1/3 of any imported in the future.
Ooh.
So we have struck a
Is he leaving Chalky to hang here?
Yes.
See,
you will not be sorry, Mr. Thompson.
See, I feel like I'm part of these conversations, right? I feel like the viewer themselves is part of this conversation. So I'm trying to weigh up the options. In this situation, it does feel like Nucky against the world. Obviously, he's expanded to Tampa, but those who he's decided to deal with in Tampa, it's unfortunate that, we thought Lansky was going to be good for it. But the problem is it Pruccicelli? His cousin Masseria, obviously he wants a piece of the pie. Everyone wants a piece of everything. And Nucky cannot seem to have his own venture without everyone dabbling in it. And it seems like it's Nucky against the world. And he obviously has to come to a compromise here. And it seems like it's already been put in place. It's already been operating the way it is. Why try and undo it and cause even more problems? Because Nucky is just trying to avoid a war. The sticky situation is Chalky and how much Chalky has done for Nucky in the past and their friendship, because they've always been together. Nucky's always been able to rely on Chalky. Chalky has never let him down. These guys here are coming out of nowhere and obviously causing just problems after problems. So
I see great days ahead.
I hope he has a play for Chalky.
I need you to send 2 sheriff's deputies to get Chalky White out of town.
Okay.
He can reassure him he's going to have the colored vote in the future.
Guy goes, you want a bag with that? Fella says, no thanks. She ain't that ugly. How do you make your wife scream while you're having sex? Call her. Tell her about it.
Okay, that was ruthless.
All right, I'm heading out.
Johnny, stay. Have a drink.
I'll catch your matinee performance tomorrow.
Damn, I don't want this tension between Al and Torrio, man.
Not around. What's that called?
Tom Collins.
I'll kill that bum.
Oh.
He's got to get in his good graces.
What's a good bar and a good woman have in common?
I don't know.
Damn. I like him big. I like him chunky. Chunky. Moto.
Yeah, who's this?
Never mind who it is.
Yeah, then what the fuck do you want?
Nothing. I was just calling to say goodbye.
Sharpshooter.
Down, get down!
Oh. Did his brother just get shot? No, his brother got down. The Thompsons. Yo, Van Alden just saved Al's life.
You okay? I'm all right.
Oh my God! Sweet merciful Jesus! Oh my God!
Now, is this... I don't think it was Torrio, right? I think Torrio and Al at the moment are having little disagreements.
Lucky for Johnny, he left when he did, huh? Huh?
I don't...
You okay?
I think... Listen, historically, I don't know what happened. Like, in terms of, like... Because I don't want to search up how accurate this depiction is right here. But I know the show maybe hinted at being Torrio with the, how disgruntled he is with Al at the moment. But I don't think it is Torrio. I don't think Torrio would do that to Al because of their relationship. I feel like Torrio and Al at the moment are just like, a husband or wife being, disappointed with one another at the moment, are having a little argument, and they're having that period where they're not talking well with one another, and they just need to make amends. I don't think Torio would do that to Al, especially with how much investment he has put into Al. And, you know, even Torio, a couple of episodes ago, he gave Al the green light to take out O'Banion. I just feel like that is probably remnants from O'Banion's crew, you know, taking revenge on Al and trying to, you know, because I feel like it's pretty obvious who'd want O'Banion dead because of the territorial, you know, shift that's happened recently with them taking over the rest of O'Banion's territory. I just feel like these guys right here are doing like sort of one last hit to avenge O'Banion. That's who I think it is. It'd make more sense if it's O'Banion. It wouldn't make sense if it's Torio. That's just my thoughts.
Are you sure I can't offer you something else?
I'm fine, thank you. Please.
They have done that a lot this season as well with the framing, where they'd sort of, because of the designs of a lot of the housing in this show, they would place the camera in a certain position in the room where they'd give you this beautiful wide long shot, or this medium wide long shot, where the characters themselves are divided by a certain pillar. You see it a lot at the distillery, or where, you know, things are operating at the headquarters in Atlantic City, where Doyle is, and you've seen a lot of these shots this season as well. You saw it with Pernsley, Chalky White. You saw it, like I said, there'd be certain shots with Eli, Nucky, and Doyle, where the mirrors themselves are, where like the sort of housing, or sort of like the production design itself, or like sort of the architecture of the house itself, will provide the framing for the camera. It's all a matter of where you're placing the camera. And here, obviously, Margaret's framed with this in the little window, and then obviously Rothstein on the other side, and they'd use the sort of, you know, the architecture of the house itself to create the framing for the shot. It's fantastic. There we go.
I'm too nervous to eat.
Point proven. Love it.
Don't worry, I'm a married man.
You must be joking.
I am. Though, what would Mr. Thompson think?
He can think what he wants. My life is my own. Not that this is that. This is business.
Drink your tea. It settles the nerves.
It's impossible to get ahead.
You having milk again?
Believe me, I've tried. I work hard, I save my...
You owe no one any explanations, Miss Rowan.
We're keeping it that way, Miss Rowan.
Mr. Bennett.
Just because we outside the workplace.
Mr. Bennett is a criminal, no different than...
Me?
I was going to say my husband.
Oh, so they're still married legally.
Though, to be fair, one could paint me with that same brush.
You should do so yourself, as soon as possible.
30,000 shares preferred stock.
You shouldn't sell until he does. I'll let you know when that happens.
In return for what?
The housing.
A rent-free apartment, guaranteed for 5 years. A safe neighborhood, with rooms for the children.
Hey, she was hesitant to say that, man. She was swallowing a lot.
You'll accept nothing from Mr. Thompson, yet you will from me?
Pause.
I earned this. And when it's over, I owe you nothing.
Damn. Fair play.
We have a deal.
I feel like giving up the house to...
Very well.
Giving the rent-free house to, you know... Margaret is nothing for Rothstein.
I've never done business with a woman before.
I feel like the information he's being exchanged with
Did you like it?
is far more valuable than the house.
Quite the treat.
Much easier than the men. Very straightforward. No conditions, nothing. Like, it's just straight to the point.
Got peoples anywhere?
Just here, in this room. You?
Stay here. Wait till morning. Catch a train out west.
What about the family, man? The daughter being married?
I'm going wherever you go.
They're here.
So Chalky knows he's going, right? So Nucky, he's been instructed that he's got to go and stay low for a while.
Climb in the back.
Crouch down a little.
But the camera lingered on that guy.
Uncle Nucky?
Is he a corrupt sheriff?
Will, what are you doing here?
I tried to call. The line was busy.
You want a drink? What's wrong?
Earlier today, the mayor gave a press conference.
I saw the afternoon paper.
Well, afterwards, he had a meeting. This colored doctor from the north side.
Narcisse?
I don't know. He had a beard.
Damn.
It cost more than
What did they talk about?
I couldn't hear, but they were in Beta's office for over an hour.
He's promised Narcisse Narcisse has promised Ed Beta the colored vote, which is what he was worried about this season. Earlier with Nucky. Man, this season leaves great breadcrumbs, and if you're following along, you know what they're going to be offered, or certain characters are going to be offered, and it's pretty straightforward. And they probably talked about the election, what Ed Beta is going to provide to Narcisse, what Narcisse is going to provide for exchange, quid pro quo, baby. And this season has been heavy on, with the re-election coming up, you know, who are your true friends in this empire, and who are your just business partners who will neglect you in the future just to, you know, solidify their position for the future? And Chalky gonna think Nucky blindsided him.
Give me the American Legion Hall on Pacific.
It's too late.
I'm going down to the river, Jordan, oh yes. I'm going down to the river, Jordan, one of these
Far out. The way the camera lingered on the sheriffs, they're dirty. Because Ed Beta knows what, you know.
Nobody's going to Philly.
We are. Like I said.
Mr. Turnoff back there.
I feel like Chalky's days are numbered, man. As much as I love the character Michael Kenneth Williams.
You all right?
Shoulder. Hurt a touch.
You'll feel better with some sleep.
Does he still have that piece on him?
My eyes are wild.
Pull out the piece. Pull out the piece. Yeah, he's gonna have to. Oh, okay. Laters, bro. Damn, he's strangling him with one arm. Chalky's gonna think Nucky did him dirty here. But he doesn't know, obviously, about the deal Mater struck with Narcisse. And it's crazy how much that... Hey, you know what? At least the car didn't run off the road and crash. Like it usually does with most media I've seen. When a situation like this happens. Fair play for breaking the car. I hope Nucky can clarify this with Chalky, man. I hope he can.
Help me get him out.
His days are numbered, unfortunately. It's crazy how much that 10% has hurt Chalky this season. Or just letting Narcisse have a piece has hurt Chalky this season.
Negroes in attendance to see Garvey. If anything, his arrest has made him more popular.
Man to his left. That Patterson?
Yes, sir.
All started with
Can't get any more
Pernsley as
inside
well.
than him.
Falling for that trap.
Pathetic, isn't it? They join his club, attend his mandatory outing. He's going to connect all the dots for us.
Our man in Harlem. I may need you from time to time to nourish that relationship.
Yes, Mr. Director.
Okay, Knox just... He got
What is this?
cut off there.
I'm late for debriefing.
Yes, of course, sir.
Hoover gonna be ruthless, man. Knox might be doing all this for nothing. He might get to the tipping point and be like, you know what? F these guys again. Like a like an Alden.
Do you just want to sit at home? After hours. It's all just us here.
Of course you're allowed to sit here. Mabel, this is Daddy's club.
That's what you came here for.
Well, the performers having the time of their lives this season, man. They get to do their thing. Do what they love at the club, on the boardwalk, prime location. Don't go up there, Mabel. Don't go up there. There.
I'm sorry.
I swear,
Just lying down for a minute.
if Narcissus does something to her, if he does something to her, he's already on site, but
I haven't had anything.
What's stopping you?
Not in the mood, I suppose.
At times it seems all there is us and our unhappiness.
This is one of those times.
I like the distinction. You know, Chalky White is usually the one, or Nucky. They're the ones standing in the windows, and you can see them clearly when the performers are performing. They're looking down at the club, whereas I feel like I like right there what they did with Narcisse, where it seemed like no one was up there, but he's there lingering in the shadows, watching from the shadows. And that's seemingly how he's tried to operate this season, how he's slowly taken over, not Atlantic City per se, but how he's slowly inserted himself and taken over the north side of Atlantic City this season. And, you know, geographically, yeah, improved himself, improved his empire from the shadows per se. Like, didn't, you know, I just feel like he's done that, and that's the way they decided to unveil him here with Mabel. I just hope he doesn't do what I think he's gonna do to Mabel, and yeah, that would be insane. I'm extremely worried for Chalky's daughter here.
Sit, please.
Especially what we know has happened to Lady Maitland, so...
You are Mr. White's child.
You know him?
We are intimately associated.
Nah, man.
Richard Pastor.
Mabel? What? Not as of 3 o'clock this afternoon.
What?
Samuel wasn't even there. His father told me. I think he enjoyed it.
Why must it be the daughters who suffer?
That's the funny thing. I'm not suffering. I don't know what I am. Except something I'm not supposed to be.
Dangerous. For people like us.
Like us.
He's gonna try and manipulate her with his teachings of values, whatever.
We are where we are, and dare to stand free. What could be more lonely?
I was supposed to come here to forget things.
Don't you dare, don't you dare.
Go and forget.
I feel like this is the only hotel that doesn't have a concierge. There's no need for one.
What the fuck's going on? Get the 7th Regiment out there.
Vader's turned. He's in Narcisse's pocket.
What?
You reach anyone yet? He's locked inside his office, preparing a statement. Word is 2 deputies are dead on the Pike.
He doesn't like, yeah, Willie.
He's doing his job, Eli. Why else would I put him next to Vader?
He looking pretty fresh as well.
You need to leave this room.
He's already heard it all.
This is the life you want?
Pop, isn't it what we do?
It's in the blood, man.
All right. Let's get it sorted out.
Oh, is that it? Man. That's episode 10. That's fantastic. Because that almost seems like an episode 11. That felt like a penultimate episode for season 4. Like a penultimate episode leading up to an episode 12. And that's all the more fantastic that it's an episode 10, which means the last 2 episodes are going to be pure cinema. And it seems like what I love about it is that, yeah, this episode almost seems like a pre-finale. And I love that, you know, the finale itself could be like a mini movie. It could be 2 episodes. I felt like, yeah, this was my pre-finale. And that's what I love about it. Because let's get this sorted out. We got a mess. Let's handle it. We know who's turned. We know what's sort of happening at the moment. and let's go into the finale. But it's not the finale. It's episode 11 and 12. And that's what I love. That's absolutely fantastic. And I feel like the finale itself won't be rushed. I feel like I said, it's going to be like a part 1 and part 2 finale. That's the feeling I'm getting. That's what's so fantastic. And I want to make this comparison here. And if you're still watching, I hope you guys, sort of listen to this segment here in the reaction. I recently just watched episode 3 before this reaction of Peaky Blinders season 6. And listen, I like Peaky Blinders season 6. Obviously, I think there's been a significant, I feel like there's been a quality drop-off since season 5. I feel like season 1 to 4 were fantastic, but season 5 was good, and season 6 at the moment seems to be taking time to get going. Now, there's a lot of interactions with characters where they're just sitting and talking. The same goes with Boardwalk Empire, but I feel like with Peaky Blinders episode 3 of season 6, even though I liked it, it had the same runtime, I think 4 or 5 minutes just more than this episode. And it felt like it was a drag. It felt like, it was a slog to get through, despite it being the same runtime as all the Peaky Blinders episodes, give or take a couple minutes from seasons 1 to 5. And I said in my reaction to that, in season 1 to 4, Peaky Blinders in particular, I didn't find myself, having it be a chore to get through the episode, or the pacing of the episode feeling really slow. Sometimes I'd pause the reaction to comment. I'm like, damn, we're already this far into the episode. I find myself, doing that a lot with Peaky Blinders season 1 to 4, but with season 6, it seems to be a little bit of a slog. Like the episode's pacing seems to be a lot more slower, and it feels like a chore to get through. Now, compare this to this episode of the Boardwalk Empire. This one was 51 minutes, so considerably less. Not considerably less. It was 5 or 6 minutes, or 4 or 5 minutes less than Peaky Blinders episode 3 of season 6. But I felt like we covered much more ground in this episode than we did in that Peaky Blinders episode. And I felt like all the interactions were absolutely fantastic, and I was invested all the way through. And I guess, you got to commend Boardwalk Empire for that. You got to commend the writing for, understanding how much time needs to be spent on, certain scenes, and they just make it all the more impactful. And they can, get the great cinematography. Technically, it was brilliant this episode as well. But, the technical brilliance of some of the shots, they don't overstay their welcome. They don't drag the shots all too long. When I feel like with season 6 of Peaky Blinders, sometimes they're trying to be a little bit too artsy. And Peaky Blinders is technically brilliant, but I feel like with season 6 sometimes, some of the, shots are overly drawn out just to be a bit more stylistic and to be a bit more artsy. It's like they're almost trying to show off too much, and it sort of pads the runtime a little bit, and it draws out the scene. Whereas in this episode, you had those beautiful extreme wide long shots at the location where they were interacting with Lansky. Fantastic. I talked about the cinematography with the scene with AR and Margaret, just establishing that shot when they're positioning in the scene. It was fantastic. So that was a fantastic episode of Boardwalk Empire, ladies and gentlemen. I think you guys can sense it in my voice how much I love this show and how much I love this episode. And I'm all the more excited that we still got 2 more for season 4, because this felt like I said, the pre-finale episode. And it seems like episodes 11 and 12 are going to feel like a mini movie. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless and peace.